We already have the general layout of our van marked out with tape as far as where we want our galley to be and where we want our bed to be and what kind of bed we're going to use. We're not quite there as far as ordering those products go, but we know one thing's for sure, and money's allowing right now, is doing our insulation and our sound deadening. It's another just step along the DIY process that can be done for not a whole lot of money. So we use 3M Thinsulate. This stuff has a lot of good properties. It's got a great R value for keeping it hot when it's cold out, keeping it cold when it's warm out. It's got this backing on here that is really easy to use. Just a little bit of contact adhesive allows you to stick this into your the panels. It's not messy. It doesn't float around in the air or anything like that. So it's overall a great insulation choice. And then before that goes on though, we do use stick-on sound dampening. There is a misconception that this has to go absolutely everywhere in the van. Every surface is completely covered. I see it all the time. This really only needs to be on large sheet metal panels to dampen or deaden the noise of the road and big body panels of flexing around. So you don't need a whole lot, just a little bit. A question I get about the insulation quite often is, how much do I need and how big is a sheet of this stuff? So 3M Thinsulate is 60 inches wide and it comes in 10-foot increments. So like a Transit 148 or a Sprinter 144 typically takes like 50 to 60 linear feet. And that's always enough to do a whole entire thing, whole entire van, and even get above the two front seats, like where the curb section of your van is. When it comes to the cost of the 3M Thinsulate, it's gonna be about $500 to $600, depending on if it's a 144 or a 148 Transit. But that's gonna get you about 60 linear feet, and that should be plenty. For the sound deadening, this is about $300 for 40 square feet. You may need a little bit more than that. It just depends on your van, the layout, and the length. We have our 14 by 14 location here for our vent fan. This needs to get decided now for a couple of reasons. For one, you don't want to put insulation up over where you're going to put a vent fan. And also, wiring is going to have to get thought about at this point. So we have our insulation done. We have our sound deadening done. Wiring is going to go up because next is going to be walls and a ceiling. So you got to figure out where you're going to put your heater, the control panel, vent fan, and any other 12-volt accessories or 110 accessories that you may have in that van at this time, so we can move forward into getting the walls and the ceiling up. Even though we haven't chose what batteries or power stations we plan on using in the van, we still know the general location, so we can at least loosely run the wires to that area. Nothing has to be like super specific right now, but let's just start getting wires draped out in the van to their like somewhat homes of where they're going to be. Since we're talking about the van's climate, we do know our vent fan location, and we also have already decided our heater's location. It is going to be under this passenger seat right here. There's a huge void for us to stash our Webasto heater. We run Webasto gas and diesel heaters in all of our builds. We've had great luck with those things. They are a little bit more expensive than some on the market, about $1,500 for the whole entire Webasto kit, but they don't seem to fail, and we'd rather just buy once, cry once, and be done with it. So laying out the tape is all fun because you're kind of like visualizing what your van's going to be like, but when you start putting down the sound dampening, you start putting your insulation in and cutting some holes for a vent fan, it's exciting because it's really like, hey, we're starting to build this van, and this just gives you a little bit more feel to get rolling with this whole entire project. Even though these are small steps, they're steps that have to be taken. So step one is done. Let's get going with this build. Staring into your blank van, that's like kind of daunting. We're actually moving forward with this now. So give yourself a pat on the back because you're actually doing it. You put down the sound deadening, you got the insulation in the walls. So yeah, pat on the back, man. Let's do this.